Hey guys, welcome back to How to Roll Dice. I'm Josh, and for today's daily dive, I wanted to quickly go over some of the new Sevens materials that I've purchased to play Blood Bowl Sevens with my friends, as well as this book that you have to buy in order to get the official Sevens rules, and talk a bit about why I still hate how GW prices their products and consider them giant bullies in the industry. I'm sure you guys have heard that a million times before, and none of you are going to stop buying GW products because of it, but I feel like complaining about it, so we're going to. First off, I bought the new, not new, but new to me, I grabbed the Sevens grid, the actual board and field that you play Sevens on, as well as it comes with the two Sevens dugouts. Now, if you don't know what Sevens is or don't know what Blood Bowl is, Blood Bowl is a miniatures tabletop game by Games Workshop where you're basically playing fantasy football, but real fantasy football. Like the teams are elves and orcs and halflings and goblins and rat men and lizard men. And it's obviously played in a much more aggressive way than regular football. When I say football, I mean US football, not soccer, which is what we call what the rest of the world calls football. So you're throwing the ball. It's basically our bastardized version of rugby, which is also a European sport. So oddly enough, Sevens is what they call the amateur leagues, or the smaller style of the game rugby in the rest of the world. So rugby is normally played with 15 players. Sevens is played with 7 players. In Blood Bowl, they took the game that's meant to represent regular US football that has 11 people on each team and turned it into an amateur smaller size game, which they called Sevens, which is confusing because that's the smaller version of the game rugby, but the base game of Blood Bowl is football, not rugby. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's a faster way to play the game with streamlined rules that I think we are much going to prefer over the much longer, larger scale, full-size game of Blood Bowl. And to play it, you need a smaller field that is slightly different in the way that it's configured. And you need/want to have slightly smaller dugouts, because the features that the dugout sort of depict can go all the way up to a scale of 8 in the base game, and in Sevens, they only go up to a scale of 6. The field has a less wide configuration and is shorter. The wings, or the wide spaces, are narrower, and there's no central line of scrimmage. So it's a different looking board, or a different laid out board, and some slightly different dugouts. Now this board and these dugouts might even look to you like components of a regular board game. The board is about the size of a regular board game board. I've got it partially folded shut here, but it's about the size of a regular board game board. Same quality, same folding style, same art, quality, print quality. These dugouts here are about the size of player boards for a regular board game that has player boards. Again, same quality print, same, quality cardboard, nothing super fancy about that. These two together, which come in a box together, are $47. $47 gets me a full top tier, top 100 board game. It comes with a board just like this, and player boards just like this, plus lots of wooden and plastic and metal tokens and components and cards in a nice box. That's $47. This is well overpriced, and I don't like you for that, GW. I just don't. Beyond that, to play Sevens, you have to buy this book here if you want the official rules. Now, I should say Sevens has always kind of been a homebrew rule set for people that play Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl's been around since the 80s, and ever since then, people have been trying to figure out a way to streamline and narrow down the game. And I believe the original creators of the Sevens homebrew rules were people who worked at GW and worked on Blood Bowl and wanted to figure out a way to play Blood Bowl inside of a lunch break, so something inside of an hour. And so they created the rules for Sevens. And those rules have been sort of revamped and spread around the community for years. And I don't know that they've ever been officially published in this style yet, like in an official GW published rule book. But now they have for the latest revision of Blood Bowl. And so if you want those official rules, you have to buy this book. You can also buy an ebook if you prefer to waste your money on a non-material object. But it costs about the same amount of money as the hardback, so you might as well go with this. Now, here's my bigger problem. This is overpriced. This is just silly. This is too much money for cardboard. This should cost less. This is just unfair and unjust. This is a 110-page book that mostly contains add-ons and mods for the game as it exists, new star players, new features you can add into the game, new ways to play, and then it has the rules for Sevens. Out of 110 pages, I want to say 91 through 97 are the Sevens rules. So 6 pages worth of rules. One of those pages is entirely fluff of how Sevens works in the setting of Blood Bowl. So that's not even a rules page. And then of the other 5 remaining pages, most of them are just new tables, modified versions of tables that you already have in the Blood Bowl rulebook and the Blood Bowl cheat sheet quick start guide that comes with it. So you're paying $35 for a 110-page book, of which you need 5. and there's no other way to get this. You can buy the ebook, but again, it's just about the same price as the actual physical book, and there is no way to get just the Sevens rules. There's no, small form PDF that I can buy from Games Workshop. Here's $10. Give me a digital PDF that's 5 pages worth. Isn't that worth your effort? $10 for 5 digital pages? I feel like that's pretty fair. No, you have to spend $35 on a 110-page rulebook, of which you only need 5. And I get that I'm not their entire audience and that other players will want to use everything that's in this book. But for the people that don't, why don't you take one of the largest values that this book has to offer, the Sevens rules, which is the only reason you would buy these products at all. This is a Sevens specific pitch made by Games Workshop. The only reason you would buy this is to play Sevens. And the only way to get the Sevens rules is in this book. So you're trying to sell players Sevens rules because you've made a product specifically for that. So there are players out there that are specifically looking for the Sevens rules. Why not make a standalone PDF and charge $5 to $10 for it? Because it's literally just 5 pages of digital content, and allow us to buy that and print it out on our own instead of making us buy this $35 book, of which I don't want 95% of it. That sucks. Anyways, we'll be playing Sevens in the future. I think we're going to like it a lot more than the base game. I think this board is overpriced and unnecessarily expensive, and I think this rulebook is basically just a jab in the pants by a company who knows they can do it and get away with it. Anyways, we will see you guys in the future with some Blood Bowl Sevens games, maybe even some live streams. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.